everybody? Welcome back. Got another Envoy video for you. This time we're going to be talking about Ghost. We alluded to her way back. Was it this summer? I don't remember. Maybe late summer, midsummer. I don't know. Whatever. She's finally here. She's going to fit in with the PimTech team. Yeah, no, she does that. If you looked at the thumbnail, which hopefully I can get it to look right, this character is a lot of different aspects into one, and then also clearly becomes the critical piece for anything related to Dark Dimension with PimTech. So I'm going to dive into the kit a bit. Obviously, we're going to do the stats. It's something I always got to do in these type of videos, and just kind of see where this lady lands.
Bring me WolverThor!
Alright, so for traits for Ghost, we got Villain, Global Tech, Controller, PimTech. So all of those PimTech kind of synergies that you see with the other, what was previously known as the Quantum team, now will be called the PimTech team. That's how those are going to kind of all synergize. So first, basic. The Intangible Strike, attack primary target with 300% damage, reduce speed bar by 25%. So that gives you a little like Coulson edge there, kind of like that. It's like, all right, got a little flavor of Coulson, which I dig. Special Fatal Flux. This is your first turn ability if you so choose. 4/4 energy. Apply 2 random negative effects to the primary target and then transfer 1 positive. That excludes Taunt. Attack primary target for 320% damage. You gain a bunch of focus on this, so that's way that basically you're guaranteed to apply those 2 random negative effects. The ultimate, that's your Quantum Explosion. And, you know, this one is your basically Minerva ability, your Minerva ult, but on a 5-turn cooldown, which is pretty insane if you think about it. You attack all enemies for 350% damage, so it's not the percent drop like Minerva. You prolong all negative effects by 1 on each, which is pretty awesome. So there's a Symbiote Spider-Man stomp there to extend. Steal, and this is the Minerva part, steal 15% health from all enemies and redistribute to all PimTech allies. All PimTech allies receive an additional 4,000 health, and this bypasses heal block. It's unavoidable and cannot be blocked. So this ability is kind of amazing. You know, I mentioned it's not a specific set heal. Well, that was the damage only. So not only does it just steal, it doesn't just steal 15%, it also does 350% damage. So it is a, I mean, it's just nuts. It's damaging people and getting that 15% health, redistributing. It's not avoidable and it can't be blocked. That is one of the greatest alts in the game, honestly. Like, again, we'll have to look at what her damage stats are and we'll check that out in a minute. But yeah, so, you know, I didn't mention the special, like the apply 2 random negative effects. I mean, I suppose that could be, you know, you could go into symbiotes a little bit, but they're not necessarily as random. But, you know, you think of a Mordo type. So it's like, okay, you got the Mordo with that. You got the Coulson with the basic. We're talking about a Symbiote Spider-Man Prolong. We're talking about a Minerva Steel. It's like, okay, and it goes past heal block. And so then on the passive, what do we got on the passive? There's more here. It's called Quantum Entanglement. On turn, gain evade. All right, X23, kind of basic, so it's, all right, like that. On allied PimTech dodge, heal that ally for 15% of this character's max health. Okay, guess that's semi-Minerva, semi-Scream, semi-Symbiote Spider-Man, just a little bit different. Somebody does something and you heal them, right? That's cool. She gets 25% dodge chance, which is great, because you already get the evade, so you want that dodge chance. And you gain 100% chance to counterattack. So there's always counterattack, which is awesome. Now, the Dark Dimension aspect. And now notice we haven't talked about any stats gains to this point. It's just been just her and the abilities. So pretty nice. But now, Dark Dimension. On an allied PimTech's dodge, instead heal all PimTech allies for 15% of this character's max health. So that's very Scream-esque, where, you know, when somebody died, Scream heals everybody. This is just if they dodge, you heal everybody at 15%. So we'll have to look at her max health and see how we get even more evades, but it's coming. This is a great thing for Dark Dimension. if you have those evades. You got to watch out for those. If there's a bunch of green goblins on nodes, picking those evades apart, or a bunch of mass AoEs, that's going to be less impactful. But you really, really like this ability. Added surface value, just going, wow. Ooh, do I need to seriously consider Pimtech for Dark Dimension at this point? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of stuff for, some new tunes. So anyway, yeah, we got through. So if this character has 3 or more Pimtech allies, when an enemy gains a positive effect, 75% chance to steal that effect and apply it to a random Pimtech ally. So that's kind of nice. It's almost a guaranteed chance to steal. It's a Yondu. More abilities. Yondu to get, anytime the enemy gets that positive turn, it's like a 75% chance. It's like, all right. On any Pimtech ally turn, apply evade to that ally. There's those evades. So anytime they go, it's like, hey, sweet. All right, I'm going to apply evade. All right, who is it? I think it was Yo-Yo there. So it's like, all right. On an enemy's turn, apply offense down to that enemy. Did I just mention Yo-Yo? I think I did. Because guess what? Ghost is Yo-Yo. So that one ability that you keep Yo-Yo on your team for, she's got it for Dark Dimension. It's like, okay. And then you gain 10% speed. So that's kind of Emma Frost-ish. Well, given that the fact that it gives you Pimtech allies an additional 10% speed. So this character, I don't know how many other characters I went through, Coulson, different symbiotes. I mentioned Minerva. I mean, Yo-Yo, Emma Frost. Again, some of this stuff is just Dark Dimension related, but oh my lord, like Ghost seems, even if you look outside of Dark Dimension, okay, the basic's pretty nice because that's Coulson Ash. The 2 negative effects, pretty cool. You're going to land that. Nice. And then the ultimate, it's like attack all enemies, you're prolonging negative effects, and you're stealing health. And you're redistributing it to all Pimtech allies. So it's like you're not going to redistribute it to everybody else, but, if you've got a couple Pimtech allies for different aspects of the game, is this play into raids at all? I don't know. Yellow Jacket will check his damage in a different video. Yeah, man, I just, yeah, and then you get to her passive where again it's you. I don't see her being away from Pimtech too much, to be honest with you, just being real. But you do like to look at the possibility there where it's kind of like, man, you got some decent stuff in your kit here. Now, if that redistribute was to all allies, yeah, I mean, but it's just a Pimtech. So, are you likely gonna bring her into raids? I don't know. I mean, I'm not seeing a giant gain for that because you're not putting, you don't have a lot of synergy with, other teammates. But now am I starting to think, I've been mentioning these some of our other videos, like, I'm still not really seeing Pimtech in Dark Dimension unless Ghost. Nah, Pimtech into Dark Dimension unless Ghost. Well, Ghost is here. Ghost really kind of brings it all together because she's applying those evades. She's healing on evades. We still got to go through a couple more characters and their kits. So I'll do that in a separate video with the Ant-Man Wasp. But yeah, so anyway, let's go look at the stats. Okay, for those of you who are not aware, I have a giant spreadsheet that I rank all these different stats in the game. I take them off of msf.gg and just sort and rank them. So that way I can kind of see where characters are going to fall in game. Now with these Envoy videos, sometimes we don't necessarily know certain aspects. There's interpolation. We're not sure about the Stark Tech. We did get the Stark Tech information this time. It's not like equal across the board. It's all kind of different. But, we took kind of the mean and averaged that into it. So we added these Stark Tech extras that we need to put into it to get it at least close. We'll adjust it when we do the final character review. But if everything we got was accurate, then this should be good to go. So I'm starting up at the top here, and you scroll down, and it's like, I will say that, I get the Yellow Jacket at 40 and Ghost at 46. I have to admit, I was a little disappointed when I saw that. A lot of the newer characters in the game are typically, top 25. This team, given that there's so many stat boosts within Dark Dimension, it goes up quite a bit from there, and you wouldn't want to make it so this team just walks through the global nodes in Dark Dimension. But, given that they're only going to be able to do 4 nodes, I kind of was like, is it really that bad? Really? Anyway. So, we talked about her heal, Ghost. The HP was important. her HP is actually really disappointing here. So if you can't get, it's ranked at 118. If you can't get a lot of evades landing, this isn't going to do a whole lot. So there is some video that, you know, we got that I'll kind of show you here in a second, so you can kind of see the interaction with the team to see some of the heals. It's slower, but I'll do it in the outro and kind of talk a little bit. But I was disappointed with seeing that. The damage rank, I'm not too upset by this. She really is, you know, she's not necessarily there to bring the damage to the team. That's more like Yellow Jacket, Wasp, those guys. So it's like, okay, but still it's a little low. I'm like, all right. Armor, super high, so that'll hopefully make her survive a little bit longer, ranked 49th. Focus, very, very high at 24th. And again, there's some other focus benefits that you get from the team as a whole. So I believe it's stature that gives the 50%. So that makes all their focuses are going to be great. They're going to land whatever you need to there. Resistance, again, also very high at 37. Really like seeing that. The speed, 113. Okay, it's not bad. 48th. You know, it's not, I don't know, you're not going to go screaming about it or anything. So the average was 64.7. You know, and again, that's right around Call Obsidian, Colossus, Minerva. You know, even up to Storm, Phoenix, regular Phoenix. I don't know. I mean, I get why they didn't necessarily load her up with stats, or even any of these guys up with stats. You can see Yellow Jacket. It's a bit of a spoiler, but I have to admit I wanted that to be a little bit higher. So I'm going to jump into the outro, play some of the Dark Dimension just while it's next to me, and we'll just chat. So this is one of the Dark Dimension videos that we got that you can kind of see. I'm not going to sit here and commentate to the whole thing because it's one speed, but you can see it like, wait, what are all those evades about? Yeah, I'll get to that in a video. So there's clearly some, oh, wait, what are all those immunities about? Okay, so this team definitely is going to have some nice things that can happen. See, but right there is a perfect example where, you know, Strife took 3 evades and she's going to heal all of them but once. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's not like it's a stacking, you know, dodge that's going to, you know, it's like, so now only a couple of them have dodge or evades. So you really got to get those evades spread out quite a bit because they're going to be gone pretty quick. Now it's like 2 of them still have evade here. Now she just got another evade, which is great, you know, and it's like, okay, so hopefully she continues to get that evade. And that's really what you want, is where, you know, statures. And personally, I hate this positioning that you see up here, because I'm going to put Ghost as far away from anybody who can taunt as possible, because I want her to be not getting any adjacent damage, because you want that evade there so that it's always going to be, you know, whenever they go at her, heal. Now, I will say that actually the flip side of that is, well, if she's going to constantly get evade and you want her to get heals, then you want her next to the taunter so that that adjacent does clear it. Next time she comes up, she'll get another evade. And then, you know, because if it's like, if they're bouncing between taunts, it's like, no, you want that taunt to be able to get an adjacent damage to her. So, yeah, you know, look, Ghost by herself, she definitely brought the Pimtech team into the conversation, potentially at the front of the conversation on Dark Dimension. You know, it could be this is the team that you want to bring up for Dark Dimension 1, 2, you know, 3 global, and now 4 global. The problem is going to end up being like, well, how hard are you going to have to wail on these guys? You know, how hard is he going to be able to get them up to level 80, gear tier 15? You know, you got tech and bio, right? So if that means if you go bio with, who's it, or at least stature's bio, you know, if you go with stature, it's like, okay, now I'm, you know, costing one of my symbiote bio tunes. So you might look at this team and go, all right, what are the 4 most critical ones here? You know, and it's like, well, okay, I need kind of a 5 for them to really, really work well. So it gets tough, and then that means you're probably not going to have any other tech teams or tech tunes that you're going to be able to bring in Dark Dimension 4 for these other nodes. So you really, really got to think about this. And I'll dive into this stuff. I want to theory craft around a little bit and get my head wrapped around it. But what do you guys think? This seems like a better team than I thought. And again, this team's now got all these evades. Look at Ant-Man over there. He's got 2, 3 evades on him. It's nice seeing that stuff stack. All right, and I'll cover that stuff in a video I'm going to do here in a few seconds. but I'll release at the same time as you get this, so you can kind of check out that stuff. So anyway, appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope this video, guys, shed some light on what Ghost might be like, especially with the dynamic of Pimtech in Dark Dimension 4. Hammer down on that like button, click the notification bell, subscription button, all that kind of stuff. And until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.